Okay, so let's talk about your product stack. You have the protocol layer, and I'm guessing that you're calling that B0X. And then you have two products on top, Fulcrum and uh,
Torque.
Torque. Why the division in products? Are they different use cases, different user bases? Why come to that decision instead of building one single portal with two subsets?
So, originally we had some ideas about Torque that it would kind of be this this borrowing platform that had universal access to it, and we wanted to really tailor the user flow to specifically just borrowing, the least amount of words, the least amount of decisions to make. So we wanted to create one where you could use any wallet, so you could just come to it from anywhere very easily, your phone, what have you. So the user flow for Torque kind of went on two different directions. Like one direction was, say you had a MetaMask wallet or Web3 wallet, you would go through, you'd click borrow, you would hit the quantity, you'd hit okay, and you would be done with your loan. So we wanted something that was just 3 clicks, you knew who you were, you got it. And the alternative was, say you didn't have a MetaMask, you didn't want to mess around with MetaMask, you could just go and type in die.tokenloan.eth into your MyEther wallet, MyCrypto, send some ETH, and immediately you would get a DAI loan. And the user interface was really set up to kind of facilitate those kinds of user flows. So we were to some extent, we'll say, we were kind of inspired a little bit by version 1 of Dharma. People, praise Dharma a lot for like the innovative flow, the fact that you didn't need the wallet and all of that. And we felt like there were some things that they didn't get quite right on that. Especially like they really catered towards centralized exchanges, and it led to having to like kind of copy and paste things twice, and they didn't have user readable addresses. We wanted to cut out the whole middleman, where it's like somebody could tell you the address, you could type it, it's human readable, send it, and the whole flow was done. um, and so that was our like original kind of vision for Torque. What we found was that there was not a lot of use of the ENS system. While a lot of people like were really excited about the idea, and like VCs we would talk to and stuff like that, we would mention like ENS, like loans by sending your assets to an ENS domain. We'd get people like writing down, they'd be like, wow, okay. But when it came time to use it, when we kind of unleashed it on the market, we didn't see everybody just swarm it, praise us. Oh my God, this is the revelation. What we mostly saw was a bunch of nothing. And I, you know, I'm not sure exactly what the root cause behind it is, but I will say we have one suspicion, and that's the first time you set up your ENS loan, it costs maybe like $8 in transaction fees, because we were like deploying a contract, assigning you an ENS subdomain. We were doing this like complicated stuff in the background. And all of that cost a lot. We did come up with a way to drastically reduce the cost via counterfactual deployments of the contract and the ENS domain, um, and the counterfactual deployment of the ENS subdomain. But we weren't really sure the demand was there. So like we could put the time in that. It's not too much more work to bring down the gas costs enormously to have that audited, but it's unclear how much the market's actually demanding that at this point. So that was some of the thinking behind Torque. In terms of unifying the interfaces, we do like having the option to kind of have like these very tailored experiences, because if you're a borrower, you're not necessarily a lender, and you're almost certainly a different person from a trader. If you're a borrower, you might be like an ICO that's trying to manage your funds, or you might be some kind of like all-in type crypto holder who's like trying to just get some liquidity from their holdings. Whereas if you're using Fulcrum, you're like a trader. You're like a day trader. You're making moves. You're very opinionated about the direction of the market. So we kind of saw those as very different people, but kind of coming into the next evolution of the product, we are coming out with a Fulcrum Pro that is going to have a lot of features like limit orders that people have been demanding. And it's going to be in Fulcrum Pro that we're going to start thinking about having kind of like everything in one spot. So we've been aiming towards like a more simplified, like a less sophisticated audience, somebody who wanted to just things be more simple and be more clear. And I think we definitely saw that there's a lot of room for that, but we want to have a more sophisticated offering for more seasoned users. And that might be where we put everything together, where we're not so worried about adding just a small amount of complexity to the product.